Hey, I'm Kevonte Tan. I was just started wanted to start off by just thanking everyone who support me and the people that don't. I love everyone, regardless. It doesn't really matter. But I just wanted to make this video for like everybody that might have family members who have cancer or they might have cancer themselves. I I want to start off by saying cancer sucks. For real. But I've had cancer 5 times. This is my fifth time having cancer, and I have neuroblastoma. I've had neuroblastoma every time. I'm 21. I still got a port right now, as you can see right there. But like, this is my story. I well, I'll just start from July, and then I'll come catch y'all a little later. But in July, I want to say, or last year or June. My mom had came to visit me and my shoulder was hurting and she's like, "Well, son, you gonna go to the hospital?" And I'm like, "Nah, I'm okay, mom. I just got a new job and stuff. I'm trying to just go to work and go to school." And I go to the doctor and she's like, "Well, my doctor's like, well, you have a tumor at, you have a tumor that's like growing. It's at like the base of your neck." So I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." So I get home and I go back to Mobile, and then I tell my mom and stuff. And I had rode the Greyhound there, so I caught a Greyhound back and whatnot. And I was just sitting there like, dang, what am I gonna do, man? So I ended up um I ended up moving back home. So I moved back, and home for me at the time was Huntsville. So I was moving from Mobile, Alabama to Huntsville. So I was like, well, let me just go ahead and move home so I can be around some support, have some type of support or whatever. So at the time, I'm just thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna just take the chemo. It's gonna be okay. And then like a lot of time was going on, and I was just thinking like, nah, man, this don't feel right. And then I got to the hospital that week, and I took the chemo that week, and I was like, man, this don't feel right. I'm straight. So I just stopped taking it. Um, I lost my hair. I had dreads, and oh, you can see my hair on my Facebook. Follow me on Facebook, Kevonte Tanner. But yeah, so I lost my hair, and I was pissed at that point. I was livid. Like I done lost my hair about 4 times at this point. And I'm pissed at the world. So I'm like, man, something got to give. And I'm not gonna say I'm the smartest guy in the world, but I have a little bit of common sense, and I just started looking into stuff like what was certain ingredients in my food and stuff, and then I started to see what stuff really was, and I didn't really like it. So I was like, well, maybe this, or maybe this or that has been triggering it. So I was like, okay, well, let me just try to eliminate eating foods with certain ingredients in them. And then stuff went good for a while, good month and a half or so. And then like I looked up and I was back eating regular food, just everything, like fast food, everything. And I was like, dang man, what am I gonna do? So I just kept looking. I'm like, okay, so I got to a point where I started to like cook a little bit at a time. Like I'll come up with like my mom, she was make me like a squash and zucchini casserole with like yellow rice, cause she would be trying to help me too. Cause I had moved back in with my mom. See, I hadn't been living with my mom for a while. I had been at school, so I was so used to being on my own. Like dang. But my mom, like she really cares about me and she really helps me. But at the same time, I'm a grown man too, so it was like, oh, you gotta kind of like branch out and do stuff on your own. So I was like, I can't, like, it's not my mom's life, it's mine's. And if you care about it, you'll just do a little research. When you spend all day on the phone anyways, you might as well look up something that'll help you. So um I started to look in a lot of stuff. I had ran into my I had, like, before I even took the chemo, my cousin, she was telling me that I didn't have to take it, but at the same time, if something happened to me, she didn't want that to be on her hands. So I didn't really listen. I was like, well, dang, I'll just take it then, because I don't want my family to be thinking something gonna happen to me or something. And that's the only reason I took it in the first place. But nevertheless, everything happens for a reason. Um, I ended up, um, I ended up learning about a lot of things like alkalizing your body, and what alkaline even was, and like how it operates, and uh, it kind of just made sense to me. Like, okay, well, you can try to just eat fruits and vegetables, and then that's what I was doing for a while, and then I started to see that it was like I was kind of going crazy for a few months, because it was like everywhere I turned, it's like so hard to eat clean. Like, even when you get fruits and vegetables, they still have been sprayed with pesticides, or they've been injected with steroids or something like that. So it was just like making it impossible for me. Felt like, so it just make you so frustrated, make you want to shoot yourself. Like, yeah, really though. Like, you just I started doing a lot of crazy stuff. Like, I would be laying in the middle of the road, like somebody hit me. I don't care about none of that. Cause people try to tell you how to feel about your life, but they don't know how it feel to be you. Be like, they see you smiling and stuff, but they think it's all sweet, man. Life not sweet. I mean, life is what you make it, but I mean, everybody goes through things, and to each his own. But for me, you know, like, everybody around you be having such a negative outlook on cancer. You feel me? And they just hear cancer and assume death. You be like, no, it's not like that. I mean, I've been living with that tumor for about 5 years. I found out, like, see, the tumor was really small at first, and it wasn't doing anything, but then it started to grow, and it was pressing on my nerves, and it would make my shoulder hurt, and it goes all the way down my hand. So it'll be like, ah, man, this is whack. So it was like it hadn't killed me or nothing. So, like, I still got time to make something positive happen out of a negative situation. So, um, so I ended up, uh, I learned about Dr. Sebi. He's really awesome. And I learned about a lot of other, it was like a lot of other people that would talk about, like, alkalizing your body, and just eating clean, and like other stories about people who had cancer and how they dealt with it. And a lot of the hardest thing is, it's hard to really find someone that has the same thing that you have, or has neuroblastoma in such a late stage in life, like such late age in life. Like, children are dying of this every day. Like, it'll spread throughout their bodies and kill them. And I know I've been blessed to see this long, and for it to even show up as late as it did, it didn't show up till the second grade. Um, I had in the second grade, the fourth grade, the sixth grade, the ninth grade, and now. Um, when I was in the second grade, it was like the tumor. It was behind my right lung, but it was like the size of a softball, and it had my shoulder hurting as well. That's why I would kind of know that it might be a possibility I had cancer if my shoulder was hurting, because that's just how I would know. It would be pressing on things, and pressing on my organs, and pressing on nerves. And but nevertheless, I was blessed. I got to Children's and had surgery, and that was it. They just took my um, uh, tumor out and stitched me up, and I healed up for a while, and then I went home. and everything seemed to be fine then. But then, like a few years later, like when I was in the fourth grade, I was sitting in class one day and my shoulder started hurting, and I told my teacher, and I'm like, hey, my shoulder's hurting, and I don't mean to be dramatic, but I think I might have cancer again. Um, and of course she's like, no, no, you're just talking, and I'm like, nah, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure my mom's gonna be livid if she comes up here, and if I go to the doctor and I have cancer again, and you just told me that I was playing about it, something that's really serious to me, and nevertheless, I had it again, and I was like, okay, well, what do we do? And they were like, yeah, regular chemo and chemo and radiation, and I'm like, okay. Well, no radiation, just chemo at the time. So, yeah, excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. I was just trying to make me some food right quick. For the sit up. Okay, cool. So yeah, so I did that. I was just making some fries right quick. I just, I like to eat like everybody else. I just eat the best thing I can if I want to eat. Like if I want to eat chicken, then if I want to eat chicken, I'll try to like make me a substitute for chicken which would be cauliflower, and I'll show y'all how I make that. But I just had to find a. I'm sorry, I was getting off topic. I started talking about the fries. Hold on. So, well, I'm gonna drop some more fries right quick. So, anyways, I was just talking about how this all started. Okay, so I got to the fourth grade, did the chemo, lost my hair. I was like, cool. So then I get to the sixth grade and lose my hair again. And they suggest that I take radiation with it this time. So I was living in Madison, Alabama at the time, and then we moved to Huntsville, where a lot of great things happened. Thank God for Huntsville. Huntsville is not the best place to live in the world, but opportunities are what you make it. So, anyways, I'll talk about that later. But so I ended up going to a place called Clearview Cancer Institute, CCI, and I did my treatments there. And I met a wonderful couple. It was Celeste and Celeste Childs and Dr. Childs there. He's awesome. But I met them. They're really great Christian family, awesome people. Very supportive. I think that his wife even came to pick me up for treatments. That's crazy. I'm just reminiscing, I'm sorry. But so now, that's when I was in sixth grade. So then I get to middle school and I find out I have another tumor. So I ended up taking chemo, but I didn't have to lose my hair that time, but it was a pill form of chemo that they had just been released. So I took that, and I was playing basketball at the time, and I couldn't even see, the medicine would make my bones so weak I couldn't really I couldn't do any physical activity. So I ended up having to sit out that summer, and then once you miss the summer in the basketball program, that's basically a wrap for your career. So that's how that went. And yeah, I was off the medicine by the time school was back in and everything was fine. So that was like every 2 to 3 years that was happening. And then my longest stretch was recently where I had the 5 years in between. And yeah, and I told you all how that happened. So that brings me to my conclusion that possibly food that I eat could have contributed to this, and maybe it didn't. But I know that that's the only common denominator that everyone has in America, with America having the highest rate of cancer in the world per few citizens, or per how many ever citizens we have. And we're the richest country in the world, so that was very mind-boggling to me. But nevertheless, I'm gonna wrap up now. I just wanted to try to give everyone like an overview of like why I feel the way I feel about how I feel, if that even makes sense. Like why would I think that I could just try to eat vegetables and try to get my body equipped enough to deal with my tumor. And like definitely after I had even found everything out that I did, I still went to a holistic doctor and like made up a game plan or whatever. And I know that like money is definitely an issue, and if it's not for you, that's fine. But like personally, I don't have anything. I don't even have a job right now, so I know how things can be with you. If you're like me and you're like, dang, I have cancer, I don't even got no job right now. How do I think I'm going to eat my way out of something, and I don't even have the money to supply myself? And the answer to that, my friend, is faith. That's all I could tell you. I have faith, in everything that I put my mind to, because I know that God wouldn't put it on my mind, because He knows that if He puts something on my mind or something runs across my mind, I'm gonna definitely try to figure it out, because I'm really good in math and science. So I like to know how things work and why they work the way they work. And I started to see like cancer is a fairly new disease, like fairly recent. Like I'm pretty sure Egyptians never dealt with it. So that was just my outlook on that. But thank you all for. Dang, it's a long little video, but the rest of my videos won't be this long. It's just I wanted to try to I just wanted to give people insight on my channel and like what type of stuff I'll be posting here. It's just really a channel about my life, really, But other people tell me that I should tell other people about it. And at first I was like, nah, I'm okay. Because I figured I had to figure a lot of stuff out by myself. But then I had to just like not be so stingy myself and be like, nah, if I was someone else, like, I wanted someone to make a channel like this to help me, because I'm so young. Well, I'm not so young, but I'm young enough, to be like not young enough, but I'm still kind of relatively young. And, that's it really on that. But thank everyone though for taking time out to watch me or watch this video. I hope it was helpful. I'll be making a lot more videos of like stuff like cooking and stuff like that. And I could go more into detail about like what me and my doctor discussed, so I could help somebody else just in case they might be low on funds. You might not have $90 for a consultation. I didn't have it either. If my mom didn't give it to me, I wouldn't have had it, and I still had to pay it back. So that's it really. But thank you guys, and you all be safe.